Okay, welcome everyone. So glad each of you is here. Glad to see you, glad to see all of you folks. Can you hear me okay? Good, great. Well, why don't we do a little shoulder rolls or stretch, look around, smile at each other. Find out that these are the folks that supported your practice tonight, silently. It's so nice to sit together. Well, tonight I'm going to be sharing some thoughts about retreats and retreating. So every once in a while, one of the Dharma leaders gives a talk about retreats. And in an ideal world, I'd love to have a conversation with each of you about it. I'm hoping to save a good bit of time to hear from you. I'd really like to hear your thoughts. So some of you, many of you have been on retreats. Some of you have been on half day, full day, a few days retreat, a week maybe. How many of you have been on a retreat that was longer than a week? Just raise your hand. So not too many. You raise your hand. How about you guys? Yeah. Okay, so the little retreats are great, and they're really helpful. They're really helpful. The longer you are on retreat, the greater the benefits. So when we talk, tonight I'm going to talk about retreat, which means I'm going to talk about meditation, because that's what we're really doing. Retreats are concentrated time to hone and develop and just really re-inspire, strengthen your practice, so that after your retreat, when you resume your daily busy life, you have some skills. Your chances of having a daily practice go way, way up. Your chances of, when the going gets tough, instead of the last place you want to go is to the cushion, it'll be the first place. Because you'll know more deeply the benefits. So Ehipassiko, the Buddha taught all these Dharma lessons and then said, Ehipassiko, see for yourself. And what does that mean? It means put it into practice. So practice, it turns out, is more important than study. Study is good. These Dharma talks are good. How many of you have gone to a Dharma talk, listened to a Dharma talk, and thought, oh, I want to really try that out, but kind of don't get around to it? Raise your hand. Come on. Okay, how many of you said, I don't even want to try that out? Okay. So retreats are a time to really practice some of the things you've learned, some of the ways that you want to deepen your concentration, mindfulness. So let's see, we're going to talk a lot about the benefits. We're going to be reminding ourselves why we showed up tonight and why we do this at all, and why you might want to deepen your skills, why it might be worth it. We're also going to talk about why people really don't want to go on retreats. Retreats? No, not for me. So we're going to look at that. And what about you've gone on a retreat and it was difficult and you were like, one and done. But all the difficulty that you experience, you learn so much from it. So much. Just like having a really tough sit. When you've had a really tough meditation sit, wow, have you seen some things? Have you learned how wild it can be in there, you know? And you've learned, and you gain from it. So same thing with retreats. So time, we're gonna talk about time. Like a lot of people, I don't have time. I don't have time to meditate every day, and I don't have time to go to retreat. And I don't know about like leaving my family to go on retreat and all that. And I only have a certain amount of vacation time and blah, blah, blah. Well, just keep in mind that your time on retreat is the greatest gift you can give to your loved ones because of how transformative it is for you. And what happens when you're on your spiritual game? Who benefits? Everyone around you. So yeah, you might have to work out, you might have to make some deals. If your life is anything like mine. But yes, it can be kind of like, Mom, I think it might be time for you to go on retreat again. Yeah, I think you might be right. Or back when my kids were in high school when I started, and I knew something was happening when one of the kids would say, Mom, you haven't meditated today, have you? Like, busted. So the thing about being on retreat, guess what? You're not making meals, you're not doing laundry, you're not washing dishes, you're not having to care for your daily needs, you're not having to go to work, drive anywhere, you're not having to have social chatter. You are dedicating your entire day, your entire waking day to practice, which means you're practicing when you're eating, when you're using the bathroom, when you're walking from the meditation to lunch, when you're doing walking meditation, when you are, everything you're doing. And so you're actually, this is one of the, going away on retreat is one of the best ways to practice bringing the practice home in your daily life, so that while you're working, there's a part of you that is got a foot in awareness practice, so that you learn how to, you really don't need time for meditation, because we could be meditating all day long. When we learn to do that, and we learn to do that well on retreat, because it's your main focus. So now, okay, what is stopping us? But before we do that, let's remind ourselves of some of the benefits. Oh, I forgot I wrote that too. Okay. I looked at these for a while. Okay. I would love for you to go home and Google this. Google the benefits of meditation. You'll be surprised. My Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, MD, what do you call it? WebMD, all it's not just meditation groups that you're going to be learning from. It's health practitioners, So the Mayo Clinic, and you're going to resonate with these because everybody here is a meditator. We all just met, So giving you a new way to look at things that cause stress. So things that cause stress, meditation practice gives you a new way to look at them. Builds your skills to manage your stress. It's kind of like the first one. It makes you more attentive and self-aware. That's helpful. Isn't that helpful? Focusing on the present moment. It boosts your attention and your focus. I really noticed that. Scattered was one of my self-describers, at one point, that and overwhelmed. I lived overwhelmed and scattered. Those are my two main ways of being. Helps you focus on the present moment. Well, I already said that. Reduces negative feelings, enhances positive emotions and moods. It just does. Helps you be more patient with yourself and others, and helps you be more creative. These are some of the things. Other lists include, improves your sleep. Better sleep can improve your blood pressure, calms your nervous system, helps reduce inflammation in the body, and these are, studies that have been done, slows down aging, gives you more intelligence and enhances your memory. And I've noticed that too. Decreases brain fog. You can look up the Harvard's gray matter study that looked at the brain, and the gray, it's actually, the scientific term is gray matter. Go figure. Shrinks as we get older. And this is the area for creativity and flexible thinking, flexibility, spontaneity. It shrinks as you get older. In meditators, after 3 months of consistent daily practice, it begins to grow. It actually grows from practice. Okay, so you can look it up yourself. Gives you greater self-confidence and self-esteem. These are just some things. You'll see for yourself, but I think it would be a good thing just to remind you. A lot of these things, people are going, yep, you're already noticing. You notice anyway. Like I said, when you go on retreat, it's more concentrated. So what have I personally gained from retreats? And this list I made is just, I can only teach what I know. Welcome, we're talking about going on retreats and the benefits. Really deeply reinforced and actually developed my capacity for self-kindness. For self-kindness, self-patience, for just being my own best friend. It was a huge, huge leap in metta for myself. These are really the most, my strongest memories from my longest retreat. And it was, what a game changer. New appreciation for slowing down, for really reducing nexting. What's next? What's next? Okay, then what's next? Just feeling content, happy for no reason. It's like, what happened? I just feel content. I can't point to anything. Deepen concentration, and just more confidence and trust in the present moment. So trusting that I can kind of surrender to this moment, and I don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop, or, just way reduced, like, overall sense of stress. So let me see what else I want to share before I ask you guys, what are some of the things that stop us? Just fear the unknown. Like, sitting for 30 minutes can be challenging when I go on Wednesday nights. How am I going to do 16 hours in a day? That's the unknown for people who haven't done residential retreats. So overnight, you wake up in the morning, a typical day, you wake up in the morning, you go to the meditation hall, you might have a sip of water, and you sit. You do your first sit of the day. Then you go have breakfast. After breakfast, you oftentimes might have like a little job to do that you can practice doing mindfully, like doing dishes or something. On our little residential retreat, we don't have a job, so that's kind of good. And then you'll go do sitting meditation, walking meditation, sitting and walking, take a break while you're being aware, lunch, eating meditation. After lunch, we'll have mindful movement, and then more sitting and walking. Walking meditation is a wonderful practice to get better and better at, because you can do that in your daily life often. So if you work at a desk, you can get up, and when you walk to somewhere, you can meditate. Driving, you can meditate. So then the afternoon, we have dinner, or actually, and then the evening, more walking and sitting. We used to have the Dharma talks in the evening, and now oftentimes, well, it depends on who's teaching, but you might have the Dharma talk in the morning, and then you have the day to practice. And then in the evening, you'll have some Q&A time. And then you have a one-on-one, it's called practice discussion time with the teacher. So for 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, it's just you and the teacher talking about what it's been like and what's happening and where you might need some support and whatever you want to talk about. Noble silence is something that people are often wary about, and it turns out to be the easiest thing. People are usually surprised that it's really easy to be with others and eat and walk and sit together, meditate together without chatter, without social chatter. Now the chatter that's going on in here, that's another matter, because that didn't get the memo somehow. So, pain in the body. Pain is something that we learn to work with. Pain in the body or emotional pain. Sometimes it feels very difficult to work with. But when you're on retreat, again, that's how we're honing our skills. We're learning when the going gets rough, when we are really feeling distressed, we really learn how to meet it. We really hone our ability to meet it. And if we need support from a teacher, we can have that. We can get that support. I won't go into details, but there's many things you can do to mitigate pain, and it's amazing how you can watch it arise and watch it pass. So let's see. Sometimes people are afraid to go on retreat because they feel like they're just going to be too lonely, not speaking with other people, or just kind of scared, or they need to answer a question and you're not allowed to read, and you shouldn't have your phone around, and what if you have to Google something? You guys laugh. No, you don't. But it can be, you're really being pulled out of your normal way of being. And you're simplifying. You're doing this, you're simplifying to the highest degree. Everything's being done for you. And all you're doing is working on your training. Now, I shouldn't say all you're doing. And you're able to bring 100% of your attention to your training, your personal training. So, Larry Rosenberg, life is the real teacher, and the curriculum is all set up. So we take our skills, and the real teacher is our life. And it's really, really nice to hone those skills, isn't it? And here's a quote from Debbie George. I mean, it's true. I just said, I don't like to think about what my life would be like without the practice. And that's true. And it's just, yeah. And I really have to stop so that we can, I'd love to hear any of your questions or any of your concerns, fears, if you have it, other people have it. Thank you for your attention.